Last heat of the opening round for the men. Let's have a look at the lineup. 2019 world champ and a former winner here at Bells Beach, Italo Ferreira will take on Yago Dora, another Brazilian, and Frederico Morais, who's made his return to the championship.
As the high tide continues to come in, this is Yago Dora. Hasn't this guy really improved and impressed over the last couple of seasons? One to really watch, and almost feel like it's only moments until we'll see him in a world title race.
After a brief hiatus, and it was Italo getting things started early here, Rich. This is where he won his first CT. It was an emotional victory. He'd love to tap into that winning feeling again.
Oh, absolutely, and he did it in conditions not too dissimilar to what is on offer here today. And Italo took this wave miles up the point, almost up at the Rincon section. You can see here driving all the way through.
Yeah, he keeps climbing those ranks. Certainly got everything required to go to the top end of the rankings. Frederico Morais chasing a huge result, sitting right on the cut line at the moment in 22nd position. Well, not a campaigner on the championship tour. He took a wild card in that event, but yeah, it meant so much to Italo, didn't it?
Yeah, seeing him win that event, whoa, Yago is insanely talented. He's such a big guy, but he's somehow off like sections with no speed is able to throw his tail and, you know, boost really high airs. And yeah, it's always fascinating to me watching Yago do his thing.
7-7. Let's have a look at it again.
Yeah, I think at Bells, the judges really love to see you piece together a whole wave, you know, and I think unless it's I mean, that was a fantastic maneuver and really difficult to do, but unless he had some other stuff before it, then it wasn't going to score any higher than that. But yeah, we've seen Yago do it though in conditions that are really tough. It's like, there's not much going on, and then he'll just throw an incredible air and get a 10, and you're like, wait a second. But he did it at J-Bay. Got a really high 9 on like just from one maneuver on a point break, which is quite hard to do, but yeah, he seems to do it and he trusts himself. You know, Molly and Katie and Betty Lou were just sending it so hard, and I was like, oh, I've blown it. You know, I want to be there. I want to be a part of it. As we see Yago trying to get another little, or I guess a good score, decent score to get started. Oh, he's got a 6, so 5.03. He can back that up with something decent here.
Well, you can see what he's thinking as he stands on the tail now, just waiting for this wave to steepen on the inside. Going to go for something big here. Drives up into the lip. Solid finish. Will probably be better than the 4.77. Just a bit more of a combo through that ride.
Devastating, because I was like, oh man, I want to be a part of it.
Oh, for sure.
But at the same time, I was so proud of all of the young women who are out there doing it, and I was feeling like that real shift had just happened, and like we've all been saying, give us an opportunity and we'll go for it. And that was the perfect example of that. So as we see Yago smash this inside here, yeah, that'll be a pretty decent score for him. Jakes has an amazing wave choice talent.
Yeah, he did so well in Portugal, didn't he? When everyone else was struggling to piece it together. Sunset, he surfed brilliantly.
Yeah.
Here goes Frederico Morais. He's another guy who's just not ready to give up on his dream to maintain his place on this championship tour. And he is at the moment looking for a 4.34 out of this one. He's had big heat wins against world champions before in world-class conditions. And today he's just having to grind through this one to stay alive for some cleaner wall to rip into, Rich.
Size of trucks. But yeah, so see how full it is. He can't really get a full bottom turn and to be able to really rip in. And it seems like, yeah, Fred, on your forehand too, it's quite difficult to be able to just hit the lip. You have to stick to your calves and
you know, we don't often see him break into those kind of 9 and 10 and even 8-point rides, but he's capable of it, you know, and perhaps that's what Dog is just thinking. Maybe open up a little bit more, go for it.
We have seen him go there before. Early, you know, I think I mentioned earlier that he's been to some pretty lofty heights on the rankings before. Back in 2017, he was like just all big, full rail calves. I think he was... didn't have the kind of scar tissue of poor seasons at that point. He was young, he was fresh, and he was leaning into those big frontside calves and just consistently getting big score. You could tell it meant something to him. He knew it was his best yet, and the pressure was on. He's also made Italo pay for a fall here, Rich, by the looks of things.
Yeah, Italo just getting stuck behind the section here. You can see how much warble and bump was on the face of that wave and through the lip as well. So this high tide, we talk about it, high tide and wind are bells like oil and water. They just do not go together.
When Yago Dora has just been chipping away at his rivals in this heat, hasn't established a massive lead, but is in a pretty decent position as he looks to improve that heat score total with a strong start, driving back into the pocket. Solid work on those first 2 sections, but this wave breaks in half and he's going to ditch it. He took a wave that's not going to really eventuate into much of a number. That's going to leave the door open for this man, the pride of Portugal, Frederico Morais, after a really low number to get himself up into the top 2 here. Couple of nice carves. We'll try and put a smile on Richard Dogmarsh's face with this one as he just chips away at it, waiting for that steep section on the shore break. It really is a test for these competitors, especially with the tricky tide, and he times it beautifully. He gets the nod from Steph Gilmore.
Great
Steph,
finish.
Talk to us about the challenges in riding through all that dead water and then finding the momentum.
It's probably not a good choice, but it seemed like after this first manoeuvre, things cleaned up and he was able to really get to work. So that was actually a really good choice of wave for him. That second car was awesome, nice and strong, and came through here. The wave flattened up, but he didn't look too uninterested, you know. He really kept busy, and then he's come through the inside here, and this finishing manoeuvre was awesome. Lots of power. Sorry, you got another manoeuvre in here, and then smashes it right here. Yeah, it was great. Really good. I think all the names of the past winners and the history there is really what makes it extra special. Yeah, as we see Italo trying to get one last chance at backing his 6-point ride up. He's got 2 okay turns here. He's just getting stuck behind the white water, and this wave, I'm sure he'll do the little dead water dance and then move into the inside and try and finish it off. It's not doing too much for him, but it's a nice snap there. He's so strong, you never know what he's going to do. That's my favourite part about watching Italo. There's always some kind of surprise, but onto the dry sand. Surely that's an extra point.
Did you take a while to get used to this wave and figure it out, or was it something that came pretty naturally quite quick?
I think it took you about, 3 events, Steph, and then you...
It definitely took me a few events.
Did you win 2007?
Did I? I don't know. I can't remember.
Was that one of the 4?
I don't think I did.
Of where you should get to in events, and sometimes just desperation kind of creeps in a little bit.
Yeah, defending a world title is really difficult. As you see Yago go absolutely ham. 2 really strong manoeuvres. And, just dealing with this foamy white water here. But he'll come through to the inside. This is going to be a pretty good score for Yago.
Italo could prove me wrong here, and this could be the decision to go that wave. Might get him through this heat, or maybe Frederico's on one on the outside.
He'll definitely come back.
Oh, let's have a look. So this was Frederico's opportunity to perhaps get himself into the top 2, but not really looking like the number, is it?
Nope. No way.
Needed a 4.68.
Needed a 4.68. We know that that's not going to go there. So unfortunately,
so Italo was spot on with his decision making there. We are waiting on some numbers to drop still. Yago dropped the 4.9 on that last wave, which only strengthened his position. Well, we're going to take a quick break here. When we return, we are going to kick off the opening round of the women's event here at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach, presented by Bonsoy.